Hello and welcome to the Blackout Podcast, where I get to talk to amazing people who do amazing things. And this one I'm super excited for because I've been wanting it to happen for a while now. Because this lady does too many things. Taylor Milne, runs Maritime modeling, talent management, hired bartender, and still teaches. I'm like, how do you have time to do all that? Thanks for coming to the podcast today.
Well, thanks for having me. Yeah. Time to do all that. I don't know if I would necessarily say I have time to do all that, but I make it work. I don't even know where to start, I guess.
Okay.
With all of that.
Let's start with teaching. So let's talk
Okay.
about teaching, right? I think teaching is one of those jobs that isn't really appreciated, but when you get the right teacher, it can change your life literally. And so how did you decide to become a teacher? And is that something you always wanted to do?
Well, so I guess, so I'm a teacher by trade, but my background's in psychology. So I think the psychology piece and my interest in people really is at the underlying of what all the businesses. So I actually got into teaching with the idea that I was going to do my master's in counseling. And as I was teaching, it's kind of double whammy, still get paid because education's expensive.
Right.
But then that was about 7 or 8 years ago, and I'm still here. But with teaching, what I do is I teach learning support or resource. So I am that person in the school that works with students that might need just a bit more support for various reasons, whether that's they have gaps in their learning, they have behavioral challenges, or there's something else that's kind of affecting their ability to learn, like a learning disability and stuff like that. So what I do is I kind of assess kids and figure out what that barrier is. An easy fix is they just have some gaps because of many reasons, and I just kind of teach them those gaps, and then they go on their way. But if it's something kind of more complex than that, I kind of work with them and figure out what those challenges are and what their strengths are, and how we can kind of use those strengths to eliminate the barriers, really. So, yeah.
That's a lot.
It is. But it's so rewarding.
Right.
And a lot of times, those are the kids that, if you're struggling in school, and honestly, let's be real, the school system right now is not ideal for the learners that are in it. So, and there's so many different ways you can learn. Kids are so diverse. Well, humans are diverse. But when you're told you have to sit down in a class and don't talk, don't move, and learn things that maybe you don't necessarily even want to learn. There'll be behaviors, there'll be pushback. So I don't know, I just kind of make it so those are the fun kids to work with. The ones that, let's talk about behavior, for example. So many times, if a kid is acting up in class, a teacher is just so quick to get mad at them. Don't do that. You're supposed to be doing this. Stop. But what I do is I kind of take a step back, and no kid's just going to be a jerk for no reason, right? Most of the time. Most of the time.
Okay.
There's always that underlying
Something
reason,
there, yeah.
right? Why are they doing this? What are the reasons behind their behavior? And then take those steps back. And so often it's because they are seeking connection, or they're trying to avoid something like work because that's the real struggle. So I just solve all the problems.
I mean, so most people that become teachers always want to be teaching. Is that something that you always wanted to do, or?
No, not necessarily. I just kind of used it as a stepping stone for whatever else I'm going to do. And then I started enjoying what I was doing. And then it was like last year I took a step back because it's a hard job, like you said. There's a lot to it. It's a 24/7. You are on. You can't just like, okay, day's done, just leave it at the door and go home. It kind of sticks with you, whether that's extra work or like mentally sticking with you. Like you care about those kids, right?
Yeah.
So it's really like emotionally draining too. But there's just like so much we have to do all the time. So there was a moment last year where I was just like, if I put this much like time and energy into anything else, there'd be like compensation or something, like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm good at my job, if I'm good at my job, I don't get paid any more than if someone.
If you just show up and just do the bare minimum.
Right. But I can't do that because I always want to do good, but then I'm like, someone tell me I'm doing good or give me more money.
Right.
So I was like, maybe I'll see what else is out there. So then that's when all this other stuff started kind of like falling into my lap.
So you just the space of a year, is that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So which one came first, the modeling or the
chicken or the egg?
I think it's the chicken that came first.
I don't know.
No, I know I'm sidetracking now, but I gotta say whenever I get asked that question, because like the chicken starts from an egg, but I think there had to be a chicken at some point, and it just magically appeared.
or maybe it was like an evolutionary change where like this thing had an egg, and then like I popped a chicken.
Okay, but yeah, which one came first?
The bar came first. So, with Hire Bartender events and the Thirsty Smuggler. The Thirsty Smuggler is like so there's the Bartender events, and then the Thirsty Smuggler is like the name of the mobile trailer bar that kind of comes with it. But that happened because I had a friend who decided to like create like a wedding venue type thing, and she kept having clients come to her and ask for like bartending services or like what they could do if that's something they would want. So we chatted, and she was like, hey, like people keep asking about this, and I knew of this business before. Like I had worked for the Thirsty Smuggler. It was a husband and wife couple that lived in Wolfville, like where I'm from. And so they asked me to work once, and it was so much fun. So I was like, maybe I'll start my own, because I knew that they didn't want to be too busy. Just they were just doing it for fun, kind of just a couple gigs a year to make it worth their while. So I reached out to them just to say hey, and I was going to ask them about, or tell them that this was kind of going to be my idea, so it wasn't like, like they weren't surprised. And I was just like, hey, like how are things going? And the owner, Kane, was just like, great, do you want to buy the business yet? And I was like, well, funny you ask.
Right.
So I said yes. So it went from like an idea of like, oh, I'm going to start this, to a reality really quick.
So they also had the hire bartender, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hybrid business where it's like, so the Thirsty Smuggler is just like one portion
part of it. It's like they hire a bartender is the umbrella, and this is just part of it. Okay.
Yeah. So I went from an idea in the morning of like, we could do this, to like that afternoon being like, okay, we did it.
That was a year ago, and what did taking over the company entail? Like, what did you have to do? Did you just keep it going? Did you have to change things?
So they just kind of like handed everything to me, passwords and everything, and they're just like, here you go. They're great because, like I said, I knew them as well, so they kind of helped me out that first little bit to make sure it was like a seamless transition. I have tweaked like some things. I kept like especially at first, like I kept everything the same because I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like, I'm just gonna go with their framework for right now until like I come into it and get my own groove and figure things out for myself. So yeah, that was it was fun just kind of like learning the ropes and how they did things. And I tweaked things as needed, like that fit more what I wanted.
Okay, so let's talk about it. I guess I have a event or something, and I'm like, I wanna get hire bartender. What happens? I reach out to you. Then what happens?
So you reach out and like the website, it's so hard to like put anything on there because there's so many, it depends. So we have the website, hirebartenderevents.com, but honestly, I would rather just like talk to you about your event, right? And like kind of have a consultation of what do you envision us doing? And I can say like what we do. So like we could either, there's so much. Like we could come in and just be bartenders. We could come in with absolutely everything. We take care of liquor license and cups, ice, mix, any drinks you want. We do everything. You don't have to worry about a thing. Or there's like everywhere in between.
So let's say, okay, now I'm gonna make up some random event. It's this event, and I guess I need the liquor license. How does like I just pay for everything and you guys show up, or like you like do my guests pay at the bar?
Well, those are both options.
Oh, okay.
So we can, a lot of times when we do weddings, the bride and groom will pay like we charge kind of like a per person amount, and then it'll be an open bar for their guests. We've also had many events where we come in and it's just a cash bar. So then that's more affordable for like you, the organizer, and then we're still kind of there and make money that way.
Okay.
So there's options.
Okay. I think I don't. Now I want to do something just to try it out. But I think, and based so you know how many people are coming, or at least I'm expecting, and then that will determine how many people you have in your team and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. So we usually figure out where it's at, take into account how many guests there are, what types of drinks they want. A lot of some events will be like wine and beer maybe only, or we can do like different spirits. Do you want any specialty cocktails? So there's all that we talk about beforehand. And then, yeah, like it's so much fun. It's a lot of fun.
Is it seasonal or doesn't?
Well, this is my first winter with it.
Right.
But we've been really busy with like holiday parties, bachelorette parties, just like office Christmas parties or anything holiday related. Yeah.
And so I guess the people you work with, it's kind of like per event or something.
Right, with a liquor license?
No, like with the bartenders that work.
Right. Yeah. So we don't actually have employees per se. We have we make it so they're subcontractors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I have quite a range of, like I have a big pool of bartenders that want to work, and so once I know the nature of the event, I can kind of pick and choose who might be a good personality that matches it.
Yeah.
I like being there a lot though.
What, you to work there, or just to like manage, or?
I'll work it quite a bit actually. Like I like it.
Okay, and then what's the difference between doing like the bartending versus the Thirsty Smuggler? What does it look like? Is it a truck? Is it a?
Yeah, so the Thirsty Smuggler, It's a renovated 1983 horse trailer. Yeah, so
Oh,
we kind of just like that one's more seasonal.
right.
That one's
Because
kind of more, I don't know, we don't have like sleigh things on it yet. But we kind of roll up and that is our bar and we serve out of that.
I mean, it has to be like fridges and stuff in there, or
We
sorry, ice, whatever.
Yeah, so right now we kind of use a really low tech system of just coolers because that makes it so we can literally go anywhere. We don't need to plug in.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it works.
And how's it been running that so far?
I love it.
What do you love about it?
Well, just like the teaching, the people, and I love I really like thrive on other people's energy and being around people. And that's kind of like where I said in the beginning, like my love of psychology is kind of like that underlying thing. So I really love like meeting new people and just chatting and because you always learn something from everyone, I find. That's why, like, what you do, like, this would be perfect for me. That's what I love doing, is just talking to people.
Awesome. Okay. And then the other business. So, how did the maritime model and talent management happen?
Right. So, I've been in the industry now for like 10 years. Just on the side doing acting, modeling, gigs here and there. And so I was with Maritime Model and Talent as a model. And then the agent, Cheryl Schaff, decided it was time to retire. So she kind of like told everyone that was where she was going, and people started freaking out because they're like, what do we do? And because there's only a few talent agencies in Halifax, or even in the Maritimes, really. So then she reached out to me, and she knew that about the bar business too, and she saw she's like, oh, you're a successful business person. So she was like, would this be something that you would like be interested in taking over? Did not see that one coming. But like at first I was like, I don't know, like I'm really busy. Like I have 2 other full-time jobs.
Right.
So I was like, I don't really know if I can do all the things that would need to be done in order to be effective. But then she convinced me that it's a lot of time, but it can be on your own time in most cases. So I could do it like at night or here and there. And anyway, she convinced me.
So, did it take much convincing?
When an opportunity is presented, I don't want to say no.
Right.
And I really like doing things that are outside my comfort zone. This is definitely one of them.
Wait, what's on? Because you've done it, so what's uncomfortable about running it?
I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's way out there. Like, I know my parts in the industry. Like, I've done like commercials and modeling and a couple of different like TV shows, like that whole acting piece. Like, that's the areas that I know. Wouldn't even say comfortable, but I know.
Have an idea of,
but
okay.
Then there's like runway. I'm 5'4". I don't know runway, and I know that there's so much that I don't know. But I'm gonna know. I will find out.
Right.
And I've been kind of navigating everything since.
How long has that? Have you taken over there?
That was in like July, August.
And how's it been so far?
Busy.
What do you love about this one too?
So with this, I like meeting people, right? And I like talking to people. And with being an agent and director of an agency, it takes a lot of people skills for one, but like that whole like networking and talking to people, and when you have to have the ability to like see opportunity and take it, and I don't know. I think of it as a challenge.
And you thrive on those, on challenges?
Yeah, I thrive on challenges.
Okay, so we talked about hire bartender and how it works. How does this work? I want to be a, I guess, talent model, whatever. I reach out to like a website. What happens?
Yeah, so on our website, maritimemodelandtalent.com, there is a tab where you can hit apply and kind of fill out what you want to apply for. And then I get the email, and there's a lot of emails. We get a lot of applications.
What do you do? I mean, obviously it's a talent thing. So I have to put photos or?
Yeah, photos, or like videos. I guess like it depends on what you want as well. And then yeah, like if I see that you would be a good candidate, I'd reach out and we'd have a call. I don't really know what I'm looking for half the time.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, like, and that was kind of my first question when I took over. Like, what do I look for? Because to say that like someone's talent is better than someone else's, so like I'm still kind of struggling with that. And every agency's different. They kind of have their thing. And I don't know yet what like my thing is or will be. I know that I want to, like on my roster, I want to make sure that like we have like a true representation of the Maritimes. Like I know when you say the word model, everyone kind of has their
absolutely tall and skinny.
Yeah, and like you have this like idea in your head of what that looks like. And in some cases, like yeah, that's how it is sometimes. But I really kind of like, I think like beauty is like, so you see, let's take a step back. When I say model, you have like this idea in your head, right? But when I say like beauty or talent, that looks different for everyone. And I don't know. I want to kind of maybe try to challenge the mainstream like idea of what that looks like, because like I feel like people have talents and people have like really neat things about them that could be and should be like showcased, but it might not necessarily be on a runway, or maybe it's not that typical model look. But with actors, think of actors. Look on TV. Not all actors are tall and skinny, right? So that's more like with that route, I feel like there's a more diverse, more ability to be diverse in what you look like, what you sound like, and yeah.
So with, modeling is modeling, whatever, runway, fashion, but talent, like,
right?
What are you like? Because I watch, do you know America's Got Talent?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen things on that show. I'm like, okay, that's a talent, cool. So when it comes to talent, I know you say you don't know particularly what you're looking for, but what does that encompass? What does that cover? Because like, am I gonna be like, oh hey, I can juggle. That's my talent. I want to join your, agency or.
Can you juggle?
I can't juggle. I don't have any talents. I just.
You come stop.
No, seriously. I surround myself with people that do cool stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess my talent is to pick people that do cool stuff.
I'm sure there's more than that.
I can't.
You're good with people.
You know what? No, so I think, you can sing. Like America's Got Talent, if you can sing, if you know how to do tricks with dogs, you can win. If you can flip on, somersaults and stuff.
I can't do
I can't do any of all those things. So I would never go to a show like that. But I mean, so when it comes to talent, I don't want to say what are you looking for, but what would I, as a person that wants to reach out, would I come with? Oh, this is what I'm bringing to the table.
That's a really good question. Because I don't know. So I have all these ideas, but I don't want to get in way over my head more than I already am. So I have all these ideas where I'm like, I could do this and I could do this. And I'm like, the business is going like this. And I'm just like, okay, there's only one of me right now. And so with talent, I feel like I really like music. So I know that if you're a musician, especially if it's just kind of like you and not in a band, it's really hard to kind of get started and get into different pubs or venues. And it's hard to advocate for yourself and be like, hey, I'm really good. You should hire me and you should pay me more. So for I thought maybe to represent different musicians, to kind of be their voice in a way and help get, because I don't know, I have different connections to venues and pubs and things like that because of the bar thing and because of everything. So it's
it's all connected.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like if I could do that, or I don't know. I just feel like I did this thing a couple months back, and it was for I was a judge for the Miss Southeast Asia, and that was really hard because with it was my first pageant experience, and with that there was 20 girls and they were competing to be Miss Southeast Asia, and that was one example where they all had so many talents and they all had they were beautiful, they had so many skills, and they were all so amazing. And then for me to be a judge and be like, oh, person. Your talent is actually better than hers. It's no, it's not. That's I didn't like that part of it. I loved the event. It was so cool. It was great. But the judging part of that, to be oh, you are more beautiful and talented than this person. It's dream crusher.
Right.
So I really want to provide people with the opportunities to showcase what they can do, and I don't know.
No,
I
that's
don't know
it.
what I'm doing. Does that make sense?
No, it does. But I have to also say though, I was saying, I love watching America's Got Talent, and there are some people that come there. No.
Those are the best parts, though. The ones that I love the bloopers.
Yes. You gotta know that. I mean, I just think it's unfair when someone has this. I think we should have people in our life that are honest enough with us to say, you're not where you want to be. You can practice or learn or something, and not just go and put it for the whole entire world to see. But okay, so whatever it is, I apply and I join. What does the agency do for me?
So what being with the agency would do is I represent you, and which allows you kind of more exposure. I kind of do some marketing for you, get you out there on social media. You'll have your face on the website, which many clients look at when they're looking for people. Or I have those connections to different clients where they will come to me and say, hey, I need a female between the ages of 18 and 35 that is like, so they'll give me those kind of stats and
Mm-hmm.
I will reach out to the talent. So you'll kind of get more opportunities that way as well.
So I guess I go there, I kill it, they choose me, I make X dollars, you get a percent of that, I guess, right?
Yeah. So how that works is I don't make money if you don't work. It's not, you're not paying me to sit there and do nothing for you.
X percent of $0 is $0.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. So when you do go out and get work and get paid, there's a agency fee, which I think is like pretty standard across the board, in of 15%.
Okay.
And then that's just kind of for all the background stuff that,
Everything that happens in there.
yeah.
It's I mean, so now that you don't do the modeling and thing and acting anymore, or
I am still, so I'm part of a television series, Ocean Playground.
oh right.
Yeah,
My friend.
yes, Semi.
Yep.
Yeah, so she's on that with me. Yeah, so I am kind of a part of that still, and I'm gonna kind of keep continuing that because I love it.
What do you love about it?
Doing stuff that, for me, I'm terrified of the ocean.
Why?
There's so
It's
many
massive.
things in there. How are you not? So it's funny because everyone else on the show is like, loves the ocean. And they're like, oh, give me more. And I'm just like, So for me, it's kind of pushing me outside my comfort zone.
That's your thing.
And like helping me learn not to be scared. And like I do things that I would never do if there was not a camera in front of me. Like, yeah, no, and I have kind of like started overcoming my fear. I think what I've learned too, it's not the actual like ocean that I'm scared of, because like I love to swim. Put me in a pool, watch me go. It's like, I think it's like the fear of the unknown.
I mean, you have to fall in before anything will happen. As long as you're on the boat, you're fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm fine on the boat.
Yeah.
It's like, and the funny thing is, like, I'm more scared of like the creepy crawly things on the ground than I am of like if I see a shark, because I'm like, oh, a shark, that's more scared of me than I am of it. And
well,
but, like,
I don't
this
know.
little bug thing, like, you know, they're like so unpredictable.
No, I mean, a shark is a shark. You don't want to. Anyway, okay. So, you said how you try to manage your time and stuff, but as the as the businesses are growing, are you gonna stop teaching or?
I'm definitely going to grow my team. So like to do right now I do everything by myself.
Oh, like
for the most part. Yeah, for the most part.
Okay.
So, I mean, with the bar business, that one's kind of like a family affair. Like I have my brother who's heavily involved with that too. Hey, Aaron. We use like all of his trucks. He has a construction company. And so he helps kind of like with that part of it. And he's always like there in the background. And then, but with the modeling agency, like I have different like photographers I work with, and like a couple different makeup artists. But when it comes to like the business
part,
side of it, right now it's all me. I'm a little bit of a micromanager.
A little bit, okay.
Just a little. So like I want to have someone to maybe take over the social media part, because that in itself is a full-time job when it's done right, of all the businesses. And then maybe like helping me answer some emails and all that. But yeah, so for right now, it's kind of just me. So I'm going to expand me, delegate some of those tasks. And then with teaching, I do love it. Like I do love what I do. It's really rewarding. And like those kids, like I know there's a handful of kids that it's like, I'm that one that like changed their life or opened their eyes and kind of showed them. You're talking about talent. Like there's so many kids that have talents that they aren't able, like school isn't the place where those talents shine. So they come to school and it's like, oh, I'm not very good at reading. I'm not very good at math. I'm not very good at sitting still. But they go home and they can like create things with wood, or they're really, really good skateboarder, biker, and they have all these skills that no one sees there. So like kind of opening up their eyes to that too, like, and kind of telling them like, you gotta, not everyone's going to be like, go to university and do this. Like there's, I don't know. That's a whole other rant. But with teaching right now, I am doing that. I don't know when that will end, if it does.
But for now, plan is to add mini U's.
Yeah.
Talking about mini U's, like, I mean, do you want to show me how to make some drinks?
Yes. Okay. So here's what I was thinking.
Right.
So I thought maybe we could put all of our skills to the test where I could teach you how to make a drink. You could construct it. Aaron Cameron, construction. And then you could model the drink and I could take pictures of you.
Okay, I don't know. I that's the one thing, like, I can act, but modeling, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
You just be you.
Like, drink. Okay.
You want to give it a try?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So first, I've never done this before. I've had like bartenders, companies, magic to me how to do it. But what is it like? Why do drinks have names anyway?
To make them fun.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, they need a name.
So what drink will we be making?
So I thought maybe we could make, this one is called a ginger snap.
Okay.
And so it'd be nice with the holidays coming up. It's a nice little like holiday drink. So you think you're ready?
Okay. So what happens first?
So first, what you are going to do is you are going to take one of these glasses. Here, I'll demonstrate first, and then you can go.
Okay, cool.
So I have some like ginger beer here on the table. And you're just going to like get the rim of the glass wet, and then you're going to dip it into this like cinnamon, sugar, ginger fiasco, and then kind of go like that.
Okay, I think I could do that. So just, get the thing wet.
Yeah.
Right? And then...
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Okay, so let's go to the difficult part now.
Oh, it's not difficult.
Okay.
Okay, so then we have this shaker here, okay?
Yeah.
So in this, we are going to put... So I really like to support local whenever I can. So this is from Barreling Tide Distillery. It's 5 Fathom rum.
Barreling Tide is where?
That is in Port Williams.
Okay.
Down my neck of the woods. So what we're going to do is, you do it. We are going, you are going to put a shot of that into the shaker.
So, how, like, fill this thing up?
Yeah.
Oh my God, okay.
Don't spill any.
No, it's
That's
fine.
good.
Oh, okay. I know what happened. That's
Okay.
it? Okay.
And then...
Ooh, that's strong.
Is it? Let me smell.
That What's this? 40%.
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Okay.
This is going to be a fun drink.
And then we're just going to add like a little splash. Just put like a little splash of cinnamon in there.
In there?
Yep.
That's enough?
Yeah,
okay.
Sure. We'll just do it to taste.
Okay.
I make my own rules. Okay, now put the cover on.
Oops.
Yeah, throw it on there.
And
then now you're going to give it a good shake.
Just shake?
Just shake it. There. You're natural. See, what a talent.
Okay.
Okay. And then you can take that off.
It's chilly.
Yeah, it's cold. There's ice.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't bring extra ice. So the ice that we're going to use is going to be in there. So you can pour it into your rimmed glass and stop there. And then you were going to fill it with some ginger beer.
Oh, it's all ginger.
Ginger.
Okay.
It's like a little gingerbread cookie.
All the way.
Sure.
Oh.
And that would be a lovely cocktail at a holiday party.
So how do people like decide tips for bartender? Like, if I'm a bartender, how do I get good? Like, how do I get all the tips?
Well, by shaking it like that.
Really?
Oh, that was perfect. I don't know. I just like people.
Right.
So I just talk to them, and I mean, some events you get more tips than others, and I don't know if there's anything. I've never had a problem with getting tips, so I don't know if there's like something I do. I'm not aware of it. If there is.
And then the other side, if I'm like getting drinks, is there like a acceptable tip for like? I'm like, I love the way the bartender was shaking that stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna tip you. What's like reasonable?
I guess like an industry standard is like 15 or 20%, but often at events we do like a lot of weddings, corporate events, big, like there's a lot of people, a lot of like all the time. So what some guests will do is just like throw in a 20 and then be like,
That
there you go for a bit, especially if it's an open bar and you're not actually paying for anything. They'll just kind of throw in.
wow.
So as a guest, you could just give me all your money.
I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm putting
Yeah.
it in there. Okay, so the modeling part now. How do you model a drink?
So let me get my fancy camera. I don't know. Like I think the best models always look natural. So if you were to model this drink naturally,
I'll be like, oh man, this is great and shit. I love it. It's chilly. Looks great.
Yeah, look at
and
that.
The rim is like the glass have a special name. I don't know. No, it's just a glass.
You just make it up.
Right. Okay.
Just own it.
What does it? Oh, ginger snap. That was
Ginger snap. Yeah. See, and then as a photographer, which I'm not at all, I'm just like taking pictures as you go to kind of get
Thank
that
you.
natural. There you go.
All right. Oh my God. So I'm gonna drink this off camera. But I want to say, actually, no. I have a last question for you.
Okay.
So, you are always getting out of your comfort zone, and you're always challenging yourself. Like, I don't like water because of all these creepy corals, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Someone is watching or listening to the podcast today, and they're like, "How do I get comfortable with getting out of my comfort zone?" What advice can you share?
It's not easy.
Okay, thank you.
It's not.
Thank you.
Honestly, like I know that that's the only way that you can grow is to kind of force yourself to do something. Like don't do something like that's like way, way, way out there. Like maybe like a baby step. Like don't do something like there's like comfort zone and there's like death zone.
Don't go skydiving.
Yeah, don't go death zone first. Like, I don't know, like something that makes you uncomfortable. I don't know. I try to do something every day, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Taylor, thank you so much for coming to the podcast today, and cheers. I'll enjoy my drink.
Cheers.